Let's go do some night driving. Now, this might sound silly, but the first thing you'll probably notice when you drive a Tesla at night is just how dark it is inside the car. Because the inside of this car has such a minimal design, you've really just got this big central touchscreen that controls everything. And when it goes dark and that touchscreen automatically switches into dark mode, you suddenly realize that there's no other switches, no buttons that light up like a normal conventional car. And the strangest thing is just how dark the steering wheel is. You are so used to, as a driver, having a display behind the steering wheel, like a speedometer and, like every other car on the road. And it is most apparent that you're missing something when you're driving at night, because behind the steering wheel and everything around the steering wheel is just dark. It's literally just a screen that's lighting up the inside of your car. Now, you can actually dive into the settings and turn on the most epic steering wheel lights that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you can even tell, but there's tiny little arrow lights and they really don't make much of a difference. But I guess if you were trying to look for those scrolly wheels in the midst of night, now you know where to find them. You've got little arrows. So although it is a kind of weird feeling, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You will probably notice, as I have, that it does just bring more attention onto the road in front of you. There's no lights shining in your eyes. There's no distractions really. So whilst I would probably prefer to have a heads-up display or something else in this car, there's also something really nice about the simplicity of it and just focusing on the road. Now, the second thing you'll probably notice when you're driving this car at night is just how incredible the headlights are. And these are the same headlights that literally spell out the words Tesla in that special light show that it does at night. So when you're driving on a dark road, especially like a country road, and you bang on the high beams, it is truly impressive to see how bright they are and how much road they cover. So the car does actually have auto high beams, but on the one occasion that we tried to use it, it didn't seem to work that well. So if you are another Tesla Model 3 owner, let me know in the comments if you've tried auto high beams and whether you found them to work very well or not. Now keep in mind that when autopilot is running at night, it's using all of those cameras around the car. So it's good to be extra cautious just because the car is not going to be able to see everything as it would during the day. Autopilot and full self-driving do a pretty good job of detecting wildlife. If it's on the road, it may slow down the car, avoid it as best as it can. And whilst it's probably not going to be perfect every time, and you're still going to always need to be cautious, that probably is one of the better advantages of Tesla Autopilot, being able to recognize a lot more than just other cars on the road. The reversing camera at night is pretty decent, especially having this huge display to show it on. And whilst we are talking about the display, the auto brightness works really, really well. And that dark mode interface is really nice, similar to what you'd get on an iPhone. And this happens to just be automatic. As soon as the sun goes down, it switches over to dark mode. The interior cabin lights are pretty good in the Tesla Model 3. They certainly do a much better job at flooding the cabin with light than our Mazda CX-5 does. I also really like the design of the tail lights and the headlights. Even during the day, they have this super futuristic look to them, which we absolutely love. And lastly, if you're finding these short, informative videos really useful, then please support my channel by just hitting that like button, subscribing. I've got lots of exciting new videos coming your way. I hope you've found this night driving experience useful. If you're in the market for a Tesla Model 3 and you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll catch you guys in the next one.